Naira crisis. President Buhari should have resigned or been impeached by National Assembly Movement for Socialist Alternative. Welcome to the news, and please subscribe to our channel. To get notified when we post our juicy news update, please click on the notification bell. According to the MSA, President Buhari ought to have resigned or been impeached by the National Assembly over his failure. A civic group, the Movement for Socialist Alternative (MSA), has called on Nigerian workers and trade unions to mobilize their members for immediate warning strike action across the country over the ongoing Naira scarcity caused by the Naira design policy. The movement, in a statement signed by its spokesperson Daga Tola, berated the President Muhammadu Buhari-led government over the policy, saying that administration has since inception thrown Nigerians into perpetual suffering, hardship and insecurity. According to the MSA, President Buhari ought to have resigned or been impeached by the National Assembly over his failure. The movement stated that not least among the intolerable suffering imposed on the working masses is the growing state of insecurity that has engulfed all parts of the country, making movement from place to place completely unsafe in the dire face of a complete paralysis of a country's cohesive architecture to halt activities of bandits that have increasingly become bolder and at a stage even threatened to kidnap the president himself. This in itself confirmed the utter inability to do anything to reverse this trend. What boldness! It argued that in other climes, the current situation would have been enough to demand the immediate resignation of Buhari, or better still, the National Assembly would have commenced impeachment proceedings and have him removed out of office, given the outright failure of its incapability of tackling all of the issues confronting the country. The statement noted that the MSA, however, does not show any illusion in any section of the ruling class. They're all in it together and are collectively responsible for bringing the country to this abyss and drift into a failed state. This is why we must not be deceived by the legal tussle over the currency recoloring and cuts, even by members of the same ruling APC, doesn't in any sense make an exception of any of them. They are simply playing ping-pong with the well-being of the working masses. But this in itself is also indicative of the huge error on the part of the working masses to continue to have any of these characters preside over the affairs of the country. It maintained that any change whatsoever must have to be organized and taken up by the working masses themselves in an organized form, insisting that not a day longer to waste. It is in this context that we differ with the former NLC President Ayuba Waba's statement that the working masses should rather wait it out to the general election and use the PVC to effect the needed change in the polity. A day longer in power of the Buhari regime continues to guarantee the infliction of more woes on the working masses, more so that the Labour leaders filled history by refusing to take up the task of building the Labour Party and present to the working masses a clear alternative political platform that would have sought power on the working class agenda to end misery and poverty imposed on the lot of the working masses by capitalism. But no, it chose the path of placing a political charter of demands on the ruling class and its Labour Party opined for any business capitalist who can afford to pay for his ticket to cross carpet into its rank. This is exactly how P2B became the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, demonstrating to all the possibility of an action that has been open to the Labour movement since Adam Toshomale's era, but the Labour leaders refusing to provide the necessary leadership of building a mass workers' party that would take on the ruling class and end the rule of capital. According to MSA, the working masses have had to put up with not just close to 8 years of failure of the Buhari regime, but as well as the whole ruling class for the 24 years of the Fourth Republic. The same working masses who fought military dictatorship to a standstill, hoping that bourgeois democracy will improve their lot. But no, the ruling classes continued with the same reminiscent policies of neoliberal capitalism of deregulation and privatization like the military adventures before them, with the only thing to point out to being a mad race at the top of who is the richer billionaire amongst the ruling class. The MSA said the President Buhari broadcast a reordering of a return of an old 200 Naira note back to circulation give no room for joy or hope as banks before now has already imposed a forced closure of activities by and larger strike on the economy with banks and ATM dispensing no cash. The point must be made here that it is capitalism that is at the bane of a crisis plaguing the working masses. So a Tinubu, Atiku, or even an Obi presidency presiding over the affairs of the same capitalist system responsible for our votes will remain incapable of ending the woes of the working masses or reverse the developed state of the state of the means of production. The movement re-emphasized that only a government of the working people themselves, abolishing the private domination of the key sectors of the economy and placing them under the democratic control and management of the working people, can commence the transformation of country to impact and improve the welfare of the working masses. Well, yes, so our politicians, where they drag Buhari up and down since, you go do this one, you go do this one now. They don't call me. Now they talk, say Buhari go do this one. You never see anything. So that's the way we say that's the way they tickle in a fancy. You go see them like this, you go tire. To those our senators and governors who are no serious to build this national, if no, why always rejecting good motion that build this nation? They are usually failed in their duty, to do selfishness. Let us assume that they approve the local government authorities, at least the rate of poverty in the country reduce. I don't understand what you're trying to say. It is not too late, but remember Nigeria must move forward by change, which includes a new policy. Change begins with you and I. Let us make Nigeria great and forget selfishness. Buhari has set a standard and let us support him. Free and fair election is his watchword. No vote buying again. Our democratic system must change to attain a greater height. Nigeria is for everybody and not for a group of persons or individual. Sai Baba. How do APC supporters ever think that a party that have a right will unite Nigerians? I do not know how these people reason sometimes. You expect there would be a peace among you, the All Progressive Congress, when the faction Osibanjo is angry with Emiloko. Angry? Alright, how dare you attack cow, but who they attack cow, but only the cow rearer? This is what you get when you supported or voted for a man who doesn't know the difference between left and right. Well, Nigerians, making a brace up. Now, us, I didn't even think about none of this, not these politicians. At the end of the day, things are going to get better. But we have to put the work into it. And we have to come outside and call a spade a spade. Anyone we good, we talk. Anyone we be saying no good, we go still talk. Alright, on this note, you have come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen. Until I call you next time, enjoy the rest of your day.